Hi friends, I am Sai Chaitanya. Welcome back to my channel Sai Tech. In this video, I'll be doing the display comparison between all these POCO phones. So first starting with the POCO M2 Pro device, and next with the POCO X2, here is a POCO X3 device, and here is a POCO F2 Pro smartphone. So first I'll be showing you all the specifications about all these four phones, and then we can come under the conclusion that under the hardware point of view which phone is better, and next I'll be showing you the software things as well, which phone has more advantage in terms of the software thing, and finally I'll be showing you the which display is the best under more brightness level and less brightness level as well, so and without studio lighting effect and with studio lighting effects as well. And for any other queries regarding all these four smartphones, always there is a playlist created for each and every smartphone in my channel, so try to check the complete playlist. All your doubts will be cleared. So let's get started with the first thing is that showing you the display properties of each and every smartphone here. So first let me start with the POCO M2 Pro device. The POCO M2 Pro and the POCO X2 and the POCO X3 and I think POCO F2 Pro, all these four phones, they do have one thing in common, so which is the screen size. So surprisingly, all these four phones, friends, is the screen size or 6.67 inches. All of these four phones, they do have same kind of screen size. That's the one thing to remember. And these three smartphones over here, so which has the IPS LCD panel displays, the POCO M2 Pro and the POCO X2 and the POCO X3, so they do have the IPS panel displays. And one thing is that the POCO M2 Pro has this energy ring on the top of the front cam, as you can see here. So by this you can differentiate this phone is a POCO M2 Pro and this phone is a POCO X3 device without the energy ring here. So that's why I did enable that option. So now so we got to know the first is the screen size, next is the displays, IPS LCD panel and Super AMOLED panel in the POCO F2 Pro. That's another advantage over there. So next is resolution. All the four smartphones, they do have same kind of 1080 resolution, and pixel density 395, 395 and 395, all are same kind of pixel density only. So next is that brightness. So in terms of the brightness, 450 nits brightness and HDR10 certified in the POCO M2 Pro, as you can clearly see here. And next is a POCO X2 device, so which has 500 nits brightness and 120 Hz refresh rate and HDR10 certified. So both phones are HDR10, and even the POCO X3 also HDR10 certified with 450 nits of brightness. So in terms of the brightness, the POCO X2 has 500 nits, so this is a higher level. And next is a POCO F2 Pro as well. In the POCO F2 Pro, HDR10 plus certified, that's a good thing, so which will be having the very good and accurate colors in this POCO F2 Pro, and brightness of 500 nits. So in terms of the brightness, POCO X2 and the POCO F2 are same, and POCO M2 Pro and the POCO X3, they do have 450 nits of brightness. So now let me try to show you the settings what I'm using exactly here. And one more thing I did notice is that POCO X2 display is kind of yellowish. Some people, they think that I did enable the reading mode option, but the reading mode option is not enabled in any of the smartphones. So reading mode option is not enabled. So and now let me try to show you the color scheme options what are available in the different phones. So in all these three mid-range segment mobile phones, there is no advanced option. So I selected the saturated mode, but in the POCO F2 Pro, you do have advanced settings where you can change everything, enhancement and P3 and RGB colors as well. That's a good advantage here. But for this test demonstration purpose, I'll be choosing with the saturated colors in all of the four smartphones. So now let me try to play the same video in all the four smartphones at same time. Let's see which phone will be having a better screen quality. As you can see, friends, clearly all the four smartphones are playing the same video at same time and with full brightness at the moment. So all the phones, they are enabled with a full brightness mode at this point, as you can clearly see. And one more thing is that I did not edit any of the colors while uploading this video, so make sure that everything is according to the natural, so you will actually see the difference between all the four smartphones here. So one thing I did observe is that the POCO F2 Pro display is quite bright, considering the same kind of 500 nits brightness which is present. As you can see, friends, this is a top angle view for all the four smartphones at same time, so you can actually see the difference as well. The POCO X2 display looks kind of yellowish color. So I'm not sure why that is in the POCO X2. So I did find out this kind of problem only when I'm comparing with other smartphones only. But you can see that brightness in the POCO F2 Pro and in the POCO X2 is quite more, the brightness. So that is what I did observe in the both smartphones. Overall, the POCO F2 Pro display has full screen mode, so which has a pop-up camera which will be giving you the extra option as well to watch in full screen. Next is that there is a video toolbox option which is available in most of the smartphones, but only in the POCO X3 and in the POCO F2 Pro you do have this kind of option of having the styles mode. As you can see, friends, in the POCO F2 Pro and the POCO X3, so which has a style mode, but in another smartphones there is no option of having the style option, so you cannot select the colors. As you can see, friends, right now the display, so let me try to show you in the full screen mode. So top is the POCO X2 and the POCO F2 Pro device, so they're both kind of having the same kind of brightness level. And now let me try to decrease the studio lighting effect. So let's see whether in the darker situations whether you will be able to see the difference between all the four smartphones or not. Let me try to slowly take the studio lighting effect. So these are with the less studio lighting effects. So here is a POCO X3 device, as I said, which doesn't have the energy ring option. So here is a POCO M2 Pro smartphone. So one thing is that the POCO F2 Pro has got very small bezels because of the premium phone, the POCO F2 Pro. So here you can clearly see the colors in the POCO F2 Pro is very bright and saturated when you compare with other smartphones. So which is very bright and very good. So overall my first points will be gone to the POCO F2 Pro display only. So next is slightly to the POCO X3 because it has got a very good advantage of having this software thing over here. So by using that the colors in the POCO X3 looks kind of saturated, so that's the advantage. So next thing goes to these two mobile phones, POCO X2 and the POCO M2 Pro device. So now let me try to decrease the brightness to 0. And let's see in the 0 brightness level which phone has a more less brighter. And as you can see, this is a 0 brightness mode. In the 0 brightness mode, so all the phones are performing pretty good, close to each other, so there is not much difference happening here. So that's it, friends. Finally, there is a full complete display comparison between all of this POCO series which I'm having currently right now, POCO M2 Pro, POCO X2, POCO X3 and the POCO F2 Pro device. And as I said, the phone POCO F2 Pro is pretty good, and which is also best display as well of all time in my channel. So POCO F2 Pro is perfect. And next is POCO X3 device, which has slightly more as you can see, so when more bump of this camera portion, so which is lifting the phone slightly more than the other smartphones, which I did observe right now only when I'm playing this video side by side. So where this phone got raised a little bit higher than the other smartphones. So that's it for this video, friends. For more videos, make sure to follow me regularly and see you in the next video. Until then, bye.